Unsolved Secret is brought to you by Zunart's new graphic novel, The Lost Ones.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Stack. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
And we got 3 News Around reviews for you guys today. New Avengers number 42, Justice League of America number 22, and Mighty Avengers number 15. We've also got a speed round.
Oh yeah,
wow.
that's a great idea.
Voormail.
Voormail is my favorite.
Boom.
So let's get into the woos.
All right.
Let's kick it off with New Avengers 42, which might also be Mighty Avengers number 15. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Justin.
New Avengers. Well, what happens here is we have a little bit of Spiderwoman. A little backstory about her.
A little bit of Spider-Woman in your life. A little bit of Jessica Drew.
Mambo.
I can keep going.
It's really going back and fleshing out the setup for Secret Invasion, which is they've been doing a lot of that. You can
All
say.
the way back to M-Day.
right before M-Day, which is
yeah.
great. I like this issue a lot.
They're like, hey, this scroll thing has been going on for a while, guys. So
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that great. I was just like, oh wow, this is interesting. I like it, but I wasn't like, yeah, backstory, woohoo, exposition.
I kind of agree with you. I think I like this. I appreciate it. I do think it's needed, to fill in. Like,
It's
when did
interesting.
they switch Spider-Woman out? How did that happen?
Yeah.
How is she a Skrull? How long has she been a Skrull? And how much has that impacted? And I think that's the part where it falls down for me, is end of the day, her being switched out has impacted almost zero up until she was revealed in Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
That most of their invasion has been like, we're going to wait and see.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Just wait.
Just like America in World War II.
Yeah. Do you guys ever watch Metalocalypse
Yes.
on Adult Swim? Okay, so in Metalocalypse, there's Death Clock, the band that's essentially taken over the entire world.
Yeah.
And there's this consortium that's ostensibly there to take down Death Clock.
This better be a good point.
No, this is a good point. But they're always, every single episode, they're like, Death Clock is doing this, and I think we should wait and see what happens. And it's a hilarious joke, except here, it's not a hilarious joke.
Oh, I
It's
see.
hilarious reality.
That's it. Anyway, a fine issue, finally written, fine art.
We got to see what
Yeah.
pans out with the
Yeah,
Secret
we
Invasion.
Yeah. Justice League of America number 22. What'd you guys think about this sexy issue?
Ho hum. Am I right?
Well, I mean, it's you think it's gonna go one way, and then it doesn't. I mean,
And it goes to the perhaps most predictable way you could ever go. They kicked off just this JLA series with let's get into Red Tornado and Amazo.
Tomato.
And I'd rather see a Red Tomato series because Red Tornado is boring. They've been doing this throughout the whole thing, and now we're back on
how
Red
about
Tornado
the stuff
and
where he's
Amazo.
talking with his wife, and then he.
That's what I was talking about with Sexy Good Time. I gotta say, not to sound like a Pete here, but that made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Red Tornado, I understand he's a robot and he's supposed to be emotionless or whatever, but him being like, I watched Hawk Girl and Red Arrow have sex. I
Yeah.
was like, who is this comic book for? Who is this written for exactly that really...
And then
Big
he's like,
Tom.
will you marry me after I relate a horrible story that makes you uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's-
Together we will watch other heroes have sex for the rest of our
It's
lives.
terrible. I mean, I just don't understand. You have Justice League of America. It's supposed to be
Flagship.
Flagship. It's supposed to be a title that draws everybody in, is for everybody. But to have Red Tornado talk about having sex with his wife and then watching people have sex is something you should not be doing in a mainstream main continuity.
What about how
comic book.
cold Black Canary was? We're like, you're off the team.
And
Yeah, that's fine.
all this
Dude,
Vixen
I
stuff
was
is
like, come
boring
on.
too. It's every issue's been like,
Yeah, it's
so
like, come
is
on.
Vixen? What's gonna happen?
I don't know.
She-
They
you know
gotta
she's gonna
do
be back on
something
the
with this
team,
title. It's totally ridiculous that this isn't more
It's
important.
just
than it is.
floating around directionless.
And I
can't
don't even
believe
blame it on Dwayne McDuffie necessarily.
Yeah.
I think he's like stuck in this quagmire where he
Quagmire.
can't do anything with the title
Giggity.
because everybody else has the rights to the big stories with these characters.
Exactly, and he has no.
In any case, moving on with Mighty Avengers number 15, which personally I thought was a much more successful profile. What'd you guys think about this?
This focuses on Hank Pym and all of his kind of scrolly adventures.
Scrolly Adventures is
I
right.
think
Wacko,
this
wacko,
issue,
wow.
and I am going to spoil it a little bit, but this issue had for me the biggest shock of the week.
How so?
Hank Pym getting smushed.
Uh,
And probably dying. I mean, I understand nothing is permanent in
Yeah,
comic books,
I don't think
and unless you're like, he's dead and we ate his head, he's not really dead.
Yeah.
And even then, he's not really
that's
dead.
the deal breaker there.
But
the head eating.
him lying smushed in a pool of his own blood, I think it's pretty clear that he is supposed to be dead at this point, which is really shocking.
But
I
you
find
knew that girl was a scroll a mile
Sure.
away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
but
that
he
part was
doesn't, and that's what kind of makes it more
Yeah,
horrifying.
for such a smart guy, I don't know how you didn't see that
And I
coming.
Well,
love
he's
that.
always been a sucker for women.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I
It's
think
true.
it really fits with the character.
And I love the interchange
Touche.
between him and the Wasp before he's
Yeah.
taken over. I find it interesting, all the Secret Invasion stuff, they're really covering it from the Skrull viewpoint. I mean, they're doing the backstory through the kind of the enemy side, which is cool. I like it.
Totally.
And I'm happy to see more of it. Eventually it'll switch over where we will get to see
Yeah.
our
It's just
heroes.
crazy how much everything is getting flushed out, not in the main title.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think Mighty Avengers number 15 is a can't miss. Definitely pick it up.
That's why it's the flagship title for the Marvel
I wouldn't
universe.
say you can't miss.
There
but
you
it's
go.
great.
Good point. After the break, we're going to have a speed rounds and some viewer mail, so stay tuned.
Gary Panter, artist, cartoonist, old dude. I'm here in my room in Brooklyn working on the Lost Ones comic for Zune. It's a pretty simple story. Time is not destroyed, just new worlds are created anytime someone time travels, so these infinite worlds are created. They just have to find their way back.
Hey guys, welcome back from the break. What you just saw was a behind-the-scenes clip for the making of The Lost Ones, a new graphic novel coming out on June 26th as a free download from the Zune Arts website, and will also be available in print for free
Oh, God, what
at
a deal.
select comic book stores.
It's written by Steve Niles of 30 Days of Night's fame
Yeah.
and drawn by 4 different graphic artists.
We'll be talking more about the book, showing more behind-the-scenes stuff, and giving away some cool prizes. So stay tuned.
We're not going to tell you what they are, though, but
No.
you can go to pulpsecret.com.
That's a pulp secret.
Nice one.
Wow!
Click on the Lost One banners at the top of the page to watch more behind-the-scenes clips. Now, how much am I going to have to pay for this graphic novel?
It's
Zero.
free.
Oh, that's great. Stay tuned to the Stack Shopping Network where we'll have more mid-poor. Pete, kick off the speed round.
Speed round. Zorro number 4. Oh, what? It's so good. I mean, the art, the
The ropes,
storytelling,
The first letter of the name.
Z, oh, God.
This is a staple. Just a fantastically great, well done comic.
Yeah, Zorro gets a 0 on a scale of 10 to 0, 0 being the highest.
Wow.
Oh, you're lucky.
Think about
You're
that
lucky.
during my review of Guardians of the Galaxy number 2. I kind of took this book down a peg, the first one.
Yeah.
I like the second one a lot.
What?
Great to see Vance
That's
Astro
ridiculous.
back in action.
Ridiculous.
Captain America's
No.
shield, get on board now.
No,
You
no.
were right,
What a
Alex, the
tease.
whole time.
What a tease.
I don't know what I was
No,
thinking.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
God.
That's
And
ridiculous.
I also put Guardians of the Galaxy number 2 in my speed round just in case Justin was going to slam it. Because this book is great and
No, it's
everybody
not.
should be
Don't
picking
listen.
it
They've-
up.
they've gone
Pete has
crazy.
been taking crazy pills and deserves to die.
No,
for
hey,
thinking
let's
Guardians
have
of the
little
Galaxy
bubbles
is
where
bad.
we talk about the action that is
I
happening
agree
right on
with
the
you,
page.
Pete.
That
I think that's such a great idea.
no,
and I
it's
love this
horrible
book.
idea.
This is
hey, can you
this
not
is-
read? Because I'm going to recap everything that's
This,
happening.
and it's funny. That's the
No,
best part.
it's
It's
horrible.
like the JSA of the Marvel
horrible.
universe. It's
horrible.
great.
It's
Love
like a
it.
crappy MTV reality show.
This speed round is sponsored by Speed, the drug we bought from our drug dealer who's off camera.
We don't do
Pete, do you wanna
drugs.
say
Wolf
something about
number
Wolverine?
1. Wow, this is a fun comic. Really cool. What it would be like if you were taken over by an evil demon. I liked it. That's a weird thing to say, but it really does with the psyche of being a werewolf, which
it's
is
a
not always
documentary.
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Adolescent
haven't even
radio.
read the book, so don't judge me.
I can judge you however I
No.
like.
Everyone does.
Adolescent radioactive Black Belt Hamsters number 4. I really enjoyed this issue a lot.
you're
I thought it was a lot of fun.
That's ridiculous.
A conquering, hilarious metrosexual Genghis Khan who's super fat. That's pretty hilarious, you guys. Pick
Right.
it up. All right, Morg wrote into tips at pulpsecret.com.
Morg?
Are there any childhood experiences or influence that have informed your comic tastes in your adult lives?
That's a great
now, that, of
question.
course, is assuming that we are adults and
Yeah.
we act like adults,
Yeah.
which we do not.
Well, we've just proven to you that we do. Well, in my youth, I was a Herald of Galactus, so I don't get off on the Silver Surfer stuff because I've been there, done that.
What do you mean get off on? What is it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
You
weird
know what I
thing
mean?
to say.
You know.
I really wish I didn't bring that up because then you
You
went there.
did, you did.
I know. I'm sorry.
Can't help it. You pitch, I hit.
I'm reeling. Could you please tell your childhood experience?
You guys don't want me to tell my childhood experience because you
Please.
know what it's going to be already.
What, the Hulk?
No,
Going
Kitty
to Marvel?
Pryde, being weird about Kitty Pryde.
No, it's not Kitty Pryde. Wow, this is amazing. Your third guess. Cypher from
Oh,
the New Mutants. The way he was in love with Raid when they had that whole arc and he sacrificed himself for her, I was like, they love each other so much and it's so important to love another person.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's why you're going to kill yourself
I
on
would
your
have
wedding
to
day.
say-
Yeah, I'm going to throw myself in front of a gun.
From my childhood experience and from sucking at everything I did, I really enjoyed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they were weird, but it was like people learned to like them even though they were like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I kind of took that and was like, oh, that's cool. You don't judge a book by its cover.
Weird but radical. I collect a lot of junk, and that's why I identified it with Starman, who I was always collecting junk.
Ah, the lights turned off.
One of the lights popped out. So we're going to go. But if you have a question, call us at 888-841-7549. Write into tips@pulpsecret.com, and you can upload your video responses on YouTube or comment right here below. And if you're ever in New York City, don't say it. Come visit us every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. at Comic Book Club, our live show. All the details are at pulpsecret.com. We are taking donations because our studio is falling apart. Yeah. The lights are popping out. This table is actually held up with only duct tape. There's no leg.
No leg.
So please help us out, guys. We'll see you next time.
What do we eat for breakfast? That's a pulp secret.
Nice.